How's it growing, everybody? It's your boy Cartier Crops, and now we have entered one of my favorite styles of growing is my scrog method. Now, for many that don't know and don't understand what scrogging is, it's a screen of green. Scrogging is a method that we use when you have small places. So when you don't have much room in your facility, or like let's say a closet or a tent or whatever the case may be, this is when you want to use this method. No matter if you're LED, HID, CMH, it doesn't matter. This series is about showing you how to utilize your system to gain more weight out of your grow area. Now, I'm gonna be honest, it may take you guys 2 or 3 times to work the scrog in the grow scrog style so you guys can get a full understanding, but once you get it, you're gonna be blown away, and you're probably gonna wanna scrog your entire grow the entire time, every single time. But for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and put this screen on these plants. Let's get cracking in this scrog series, baby. And let me show you guys the plants and show you guys what's going on behind me, so that way we can get ready to put our screen on and get to the next level. Let's go. Okay, so when I speak of high stress training, I mean high stress training. I'm not talking about high stress training. I'm talking about stressing the plant out a lot. We're gonna grab our leg and we're gonna put our leg, not your leg, but the damn scrog's leg, and we're gonna put it here against the plant, and we want that to be down here. Now, this is where the pinch, bend, and twist comes into play, because you'll really need to utilize this method to make sure you get it as low as possible, right? So what we're gonna do is pinch, twist, bend. Now it's gonna be kind of crazy because you're gonna look at this plant when I'm finished and you're really gonna be like, man, he murdered the plant. You're damn right I did. Now, you see this big branch here? Watch, I'm about to scare you. Ready? Gotta be careful when you do this. Go back and forth because you're not gonna be able to pinch this huge stalk right here. See, this damn thing is huge. You hear that snap? Now, I'm a worker. You don't wanna break it. I'm a worker. You gotta work it back and forth. Super stressing it. And she'll grow back so vigorous, like ridiculous vigorous, right? Now, one of the things you really want to focus on when you're doing anything like this of this nature, and this is why it's so good to start off with, start off with some fem seeds or start off with some clones, and they're smaller because as the plant starts to rise and come up to the netting, you can bend and work it as you will. You do not want to weave your plant. You don't want to do that because when you get to the end, oh man, you're gonna be like, what the hell did he show me? You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna make this tent go hamburger and grits. Now that we have this plant, you see how it's slanted to the side? Let me go ahead and move over. Do you see this? So I'll end up tying them because they're gonna want to droop down, right? And I'm gonna want to position these because every single one of these nodes that are within, they're so small right now. So my goal is to make every single one of these inner nodes pop straight up. Let's go to the back here. Now, since we split one going this way and going this way, we want some to go that way, right? So we're gonna come here. We know this is the height of our scrog because we got that sexy leg, right? See how that's right there. I mean, it's gonna be sitting right on the scrog, like right where we need it to be. So we're gonna take this one as well, and we're gonna do the same thing. Pinch it the best you can, work it. And if they fall down, if they happen to fall, don't stress, don't worry, because what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna end up putting the screen on and tying them up. Not being afraid of the plant, allowing the plant to grow as much as possible. And I'm showing you guys this because no matter if you have a mom, fins, or whatever starting from seed, you're still going to want to utilize this process. Even if you have a plant that's tall and it's one cola, you can bend that over and start working it onto the screen. And I'm going to show you guys everything, how to remove all your fan leaves and whatnot. So this is a really fun series that I'm putting together, and it's going to be really cool. So allow me to bend that one down back there. I'm going to get that one all bent down and get her to show her rear end too. And then what we're going to do is put the screen on. I'll give you guys aerial shots of how this is done. So let's get cracking. Yeah, I love this, man. You guys keep it locked. Okay, so check it out. They're laid down, man, my friends. So this is what you want to see at the end. All in all, you want to make sure that after, and remember, all I did was remove all the big fan leaves. So it's not like I trimmed the plant, I cut the plant. I really didn't. I topped it a little bit around the back edges. But in this scenario, I was able to get the entire plant bent down underneath this screen. We did not weave. Look how much room I've given myself to flower. So now I can move my light up and down or whatever the case may be. Now, if you have an LED light that is covering your tent, slam them. Bring your LED light to about right here and just ride it. Every time it grows an inch, move it up an inch. You want it about 1.5 feet, not even no higher than 2 feet off the canopy. The plants will really love it because LED doesn't put off much heat. CMH, you want to stay about 2.5 to 3 feet above the canopy to give the even spread. And then HID, get that sunroom as high as you can, man. This is one of my favorite things to do is scrogging, and I'm going to show you how it's done from beginning all the way to the end with these beautiful ladies I have in here. So get ready for the ride, man. I'm out of here, man. You guys be good to people and be good to yourself. Peace.
Hello. How's everybody doing? It's my favorite time of the week. It is, well, one of my favorite times. I also enjoy our Sunday night live shows, but this is 7 weeks of flower. That's right. Welcome to the jungle, motherfuckers. All right. Bear with me here a moment. Let's just get this door shut. Bear with me. Trying to shut the door. There we go. Anyway, my friends, this is 7 weeks of flower. We've been working really hard, and, as you can see, we've been doing a little bit of tying up here and there. There's a lot more tying up to do. There are a lot of fan leaves that we would love to kind of go through and slowly remove. We've been slowly removing some of them. However, life happens and shit happens, and it takes time to do stuff. Plus, bills and mortgages happen. So, we have to go into the pub. But, let's give you some nice shots here. I mean, the hard part is I can barely see my screen right now given how bright the lights are. So I hope that God was shooting this all right. It's looking all right for you. These are the bubble gums. I mean, no, they're not. These are the blueberry. I'm lying. But the blueberry are getting super frostalicious and getting very nice. Stacking up quite well, coming together. Again, I'm not sure if we're going to run these just to 9 weeks. Or will we try to stretch it out to 10? I just don't know. But yeah, they are coming along. These are the bubble gums. Bubble gums are really, really rocking it out hard. We will no longer be feeding. These have had their last feed. Realistically, I think it was probably about 2 days ago. Then it's just been water. 2 or 3 days ago, as you know, we like to do here at Pot Squatch Growers. Especially in sort of mid-ish flower onwards, doing a club soda treatment to your plants is very good. They like that. It definitely helps to increase your yield there, as well as it's just good for the root systems. I also find too, when you're gearing up to beginning your flush, the club soda just helps to kind of shake things a little loose in a good way in terms of your soil itself. Today we will be doing day 1 of flushing. As you know, on the last row, we used a flushing agent for the first time. We will be playing around with that flushing agent again this time. I'm re-antiquating how we approach it this time. So, what is a flushing agent? Let's put it simply. It is a water additive that helps to scrub clean all the nutrients and salts and crap out of your weed titties. So if you think about water, let's say water normally is like an L. So when you're watering, these L's are going up and into your plants and scrubbing clean all the systems, scrubbing clean all the soil, all your roots and all that crap. If you use a flushing agent, think about having like 4 different L's together. So your molecule now is going through with the normal L's, but you also have these ones that are like 4 L's attached to each other, right? And then they have extra arms, extra scrubbing arms, little arms that are scrubbing through your plant. So really, it's not really a bad thing. You don't need to use a flushing agent. We never did for about almost 18 years. This will be the second row that we've played around with flushing agents and just sort of trying them out. We are using FluoriClean because, well, one, I bought a giant bottle of that shit, so I got to use that first before I try anything else. I've heard good things about some other products that some people say work slightly better. For example, one I believe is called Drip Clean. We will eventually try these, but you know what? I'm not spending more money because, you know, physical realities, right? And I already bought what I did, so I'm going to use it. This is our short little mama here on the blueberry there, looking very nice and being sexy. So how are we going to use our flushing agent this time? Well, on day 1 of flush, we are using it. I'm putting about, and this is a little bit higher than the recommended dosage on the bottle, but you know, I played around with it last time in terms of what they say to do, and now I'm fucking around with it because it's all about self exploration and fucking around and trying and developing your own techniques. So I put about 7.5 milliliters to 2 liters of water. That's my ratio on that. If we're speaking gallon, we'll double that. So you're going to do about basically a tablespoon to a gallon. And it seems to be working really nicely. I mean, obviously it's the first day, so we can't see. But yes, we're going to hit that today, and then we're going to go. So I'm going through, giving them a round one. Later tonight, I'm going to hit them again if I have time to, if I can get off work early enough to do it. Again, one more time, where we're going to basically just hit them with water. Then for the next 2 days, I'm just going to water flush. So basically, I'm going to try doing it in a circuit of threes. Day one of a circuit of threes, use your flushing agent. Then 2 days of straight water. Day number 4, starting of a new 3-day sequence. We're going to use it again. And we're going to basically do that up until we put them into their 48 to 72 hours of darkness before harvest. I'm probably not going to use the flushing agent. The last time we'll use that is I'll try to, you know, gear it up. So 3 days before darkness, I'll use the flushing agent, then 2 days of heavy water, flush, and then we will go from there. And that's kind of what we're thinking about doing there. 1 second, everybody. Just a weird little thing there going on. But yeah. As you can see, wee titties are looking good. They're really starting to stack up. And I mean, that's one of the things I love about this bubblegum is naturally, on her own, she gets super fucking dense. Like a fucking rock. Like an absolute fucking rock. But she really comes together into these big, giant, kind of, as I affectionately will call them, like, kind of little tiny donkey penis buds. So we got 2 weeks left. A lot of people argue like, oh, well, flushing is an outdated mode and this and that. I mean, if you're growing organically, like a proper organic row, you don't really need to flush. I typically like to, at least for a week, just because I do find that running it through really is, in fact, improving the taste and smell of your wee titties. Some people will disagree. That's totally fine. That's called, we all have different styles and different, you know, growing techniques. That's why the world of pot is such a diverse one. That's why the world of YouTube is such a diverse one in terms of growing techniques and styles. I do me, other people do them. You can take my 2 cents, you can try it out, you can throw it out and say, fuck, that don't work for me. Great, man. Or girls, they. I mean, I helped you on your way to finding your own way to do it. Because the true grower is a forever student. The fact of the matter is you're never going to keep learning, you're never going to get any better if you don't keep experimenting, learning, and trying. Never say you're a master at something, because the day you do that, you lose everything. Just say, I'm a dumbass who knows some shit. And every time I do it, I learn some more shit. That's the way I like to approach it. Keeping it humble as much as you can, and being open to new ideas, even if in the end they prove to be bullshit and you're humble 2 cents. I will be going through and removing some more of these fan leaves when I get the chance to. It's just, like I said, always fucking busier than fuck, right? But yeah, this is really going well. You know, for 7 weeks, I'm very happy with what I'm seeing. As you can see, in terms of the size of the blueberry colas to the bubble gums, they just take slightly longer. So, like, we might actually run this one a little bit longer than this one. It's hard to say. I'm still debating in my head in terms of what I'm seeing. Obviously, the best thing to do in terms of knowing when your wee titties is ready is getting your jeweler's loop. A times 60 backlit jeweler's loop is the best way to go. And you're going to be checking your trichrome coloration. That's your trichrome coloration. When you see 100% milky white trichromes, that means your pot in and of itself is at its highest THC moment. Okay? So for those of you who are going for that high THC shit, boom, that's when you want to cut down. I myself like some of that ambering. I like 15 to 40% ambering, depending on the type of weed I'm growing. At 9 weeks, the bubblegum is probably going to be sitting at about 15 to 25, depending on the bud and the plant in and of itself, where The blueberry is probably going to be like more like 10 to 15. But checking that on the daily is the best way to go, just to check them out and keeping an eye on shit. Because daily gardening and attention to detail is really the way, at the end of the day, to get your wheat titties as best you can. Plus, I also am a big firm believer in the holistic side of things as well. I think the plants enjoy seeing you every day and spending some time with them and talking to them. Sometimes Miss Pot Squatch, you know, she'll play the ukulele to them, or she'll tell them a story. Sometimes I just come in here and we get drunk together and we shoot the shit. It's a rather one-sided conversation most of the time, but hey, what are you gonna do, right? I would like to take a moment as well just to really say a big thank you to everyone who's been tuning in. I'm not really quite sure what happened, to be honest, because I've been doing the same shit the whole time. But our YouTube channel is blowing up, everybody. Like the Pot Squatch Growers Army is exponentially increasing itself. In the last week or less than a week, we've gone up over 700 subscribers, which is nuts. We've gone up in the last week over 25,000 views. That's fucking insane. There's been days like last Sunday, it's like I look away from the phone for an hour and then I look back and it's like 10 to 50 subscribers have already just jumped on board and are, you know, joining the Pot Squatch movement and the Growers Army. The people, the plant people, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, that's nuts. Like, I don't get it. But I guess we're trending. I mean, I don't claim to understand social media perfectly. But what I will say is I really hugely appreciate everyone tuning in and just joining the fam jam and having a good time. You know, we're a non-monetized YouTube channel. I mean, in one sense, I mean, I'd love to monetize. It'd be nice to make a few bucks doing what I do. But we don't do this to make money. We do this to help everybody, to spread knowledge. Also, too, part of why we never monetize, too, is I think that's a very big reason as to how they are taking out those big grow channels and stuff, even though they're not technically breaching any of the community guidelines. Well, I think how they're doing that is because they are monetized channels. So there is a lot of attack going on to the plant people, even though, like, for example, here in Canada, it's fully legal. Nothing about this grow is illegal. This is a licensed medical personal production grow, fully within the terms and guidelines of our license. But, you know, whatever. I mean, that's why we do have the PayPal if someone wanted to make a donation, but that's not required. I mean, you know, all that email answering, all the videos, I mean, we do that because it's a passion piece for us, and it's part of our mission statement here to try to help everybody out there learn to grow their own, to spread positive education, positive knowledge, and also to try to slowly attempt to combat all the fucking misinformation that exists on the internet right now. Because it's rampant. It has always been rampant, to be fair, but I mean, especially in terms of cannabis, man. But anyway, my friend, this is Uncle Pot Squatch saying, thank you ever so much for tuning in. I fucking love all of you. You're all absolutely wonderful and amazing. And, you know, just keep those wheat titties growing. Keep them going. And don't be afraid to ask questions, both here and to others. I've noticed a lot of you out there are answering each other's questions now and standing together as Pot Squatches and helping each other out. That's awesome. I fully encourage that. Because, like, I mean, I'm busy a lot of the time, so I can't always answer everything or see everything. So helping each other out is a huge part of what this YouTube is about, what this community is about, and that's fucking awesome. And I love all of you. So, my friend, don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid if someone doesn't like you. Because guess what? Fuck them anyways. Not everyone who smiles is your friend, but at the end of the day, you can treat everyone like they is your friend till they give you a reason not to. Just be smart and pay attention. At the end of the day, learning comes from mistakes, not from successes. I learned from fucking up. That's what I've done over the last 18 years. I fucked shit up, I learned. Sometimes successes can teach you too, but you'll learn 10 more lessons from a mistake than you will from a success. My friends, don't beat yourself up if anything bad goes on. It's all part of the learning process. I love all you motherfuckers. Peace and love from Pot Squatch Growers. This is week 7 of flower. Peace out.